Hi, Janet JDK Counseling. I hope you're all doing well. I want to revisit some of the anxiety management techniques that I talked about earlier this year. I think it was in March when I first started doing these videos. But a lot has happened since then, and a lot is going to continue to happen in our lives over the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 months. And there's a real exhaustion that has set in for many people right now because of all that we're dealing with. And as I talk with colleagues across the country and clients and just people at large, one consistent theme that we're hearing is that we all have to dig really deep to access our strengths, what we can do to manage anxiety and stress and come out of this in a healthy, strong way. Anxiety necessitates that we're living in the future. When we're anxious, we're living in a reality that has not happened yet. And that's different than preparing for things that could possibly happen and being aware and having safety plans, self-care plans around the pandemic and all of those kinds of things, taking the sensible precautionary measures that we're advised to take. Anxiety, though, takes us to a place of complete, sometimes almost paralyzing fear and can interrupt our daily lives. So what we have to do is bring ourselves back to the present moment, which is really all we have, is managing our bodies, minds, and spirits, ourselves, and the situation around us right now. Prepare, but live here right now. So when we find ourselves either sleepless or irritable, lacking patience, our heart racing, our breathing we notice maybe is faster. There's tension in different places in our body. Our appetite is changing either more or less. We might notice in our kids more behavioral outbursts or more clinging or not wanting to go to school or kind of whininess. It's hard enough for us adults to express how we're feeling in all of this, and kids don't have the vocabulary to do this, so they'll show their anxiety in behavioral ways. So I want to remind you again of a technique that adults and kids can use, either individually or together, to help calm the anxiety and manage the stress. And that is getting back into our bodies. Getting back into our bodies. And how we do that is use our five senses. We can name something that we hear, that we taste, that we smell, that we touch, that we see in our immediate environment. You can make a game of it with your kids. See who could do it the fastest, see who could do it the slowest, all different ways. It's a very simple way using your five senses to name what's in your immediate environment. And what's interesting about it also is not only naming those, but in order to do it, you really have to pay attention to the things in your environment that you may not have noticed before, which stops the racing thoughts, which makes us breathe more slowly because we're focused on what's immediately in front of us and we're concentrating. And it's simple, but it really does interrupt this anxiety cascade that's in our bodies. Please share this with anyone that might find this helpful. If you need some help getting over the speed bump, and in some cases the big speed humps of this, email me, jan@therapiesecure.com. Reach out to a therapist in your area. We all need some help getting through this. Nobody's getting through this alone. It's not a sign of weakness by any means if anxiety is interrupting your life. We're in a new place that we've never dealt with before, and we are figuring this out together. So share this with anybody who might find it helpful. Feel free to reach out to me, jan@therapiesecure.com, and use your five senses. Take care, everyone.